Hi, everyone. Welcome to session 1 of our Teams phone track. If we have not met before, my name is Sarah Rice, and I'm on the Converged Communications Technical Strategy team here at Microsoft. I will be your host today. And if you've joined us before, welcome back. It's good to have you with us. Before we get started today, I have just a few little tidbits of information I would like to share. So let's dive right in. Last week was our general track, which we closed off on, and we had 2 sessions covering off a couple of topics. One session on Art of the Possible, where we talked about what converged communications was all about, and then one session on how to build solid foundation for teams with healthy media and network quality. And today we are starting off on our Teams phone track. This week is all about Teams phone, if you can't guess by the name of our track. And next week we're going to dive in around Teams devices. So this week is 3 days of phone, and we're going to do some level setting today around Teams phone with an overview. What is Teams phone? What is it all about? And then we're also going to talk about user personas, which is really, I think, a really cool topic as well. And the two marry quite nicely together. So what is phone? And then who uses phone, and how you kind of parse out and define who uses phone and how they use phone, I guess, how they use phone and what kind of devices might they use for phone as well. And then tomorrow and Thursday, we're going to take a little bit more of a technical deep dive around phone. So tomorrow we're going to talk about advanced calling scenarios. I'd say we get down to about a 200 level technically around advanced calling. So we're going to talk about things like call queues. We're going to talk about auto attendance. We're going to talk about E911. So if those things are your jam, we would love to have you join us. They are the topics of the day tomorrow. And then if you'd like to join us on Thursday, we're going to have some folks on the line with us who are actually going to put hands to keyboard and show us how to get started with Teams phone. So they will talk about how to set up a call queue. They'll talk about how to set up an auto attendant, and we'll actually do a live, I know, shocking live demo. And we'll see how that all comes together. So assigning licenses to a user, assigning a service account, actually setting up an auto attendant and a call queue. So it's pretty interesting to watch those things happen live and not in person, but virtually. It's an interesting thing to watch through. And so it'll show you how to get started. So we hope you can join for all of the sessions this week. It should be a really good show. And then, like I said, next week, we'll dive into more focused on devices. So if devices are your jam, we'd love to have you join us next week as well. Again, we'll start out on Tuesday of next week, sort of more visionary, talk more about what you can expect around the devices experience, what's out there in terms of devices. And then again, Wednesday and Thursday, we'll dive in a little bit more technically around how to deploy devices, what the steps are you have to take to do that, and then all of the care and feeding around monitoring and managing those devices once they're in your environment. And that happens on Thursday of next week. So we hope you can join us for any and all of those sessions. Okay, I do want to just mention we've got the superheroes community set up for you, and we would love to have you join us out there. There's actually 2 components to this. The community itself is a global community where you can go and ask questions. You can talk to others that are experiencing the same things that you're experiencing if you're in the midst of deploying Teams phone or maybe Teams rooms and devices. And you can talk about all things modern work out there. It is, like I said, a global community, so you can post questions and have conversations. There's folks who are from Microsoft who are monitoring and answering questions and, just monitoring the conversation. So we'd love to encourage you to get out there and join that community. So that's one component of the superheroes community. And then the second, and that's also where we'll post all of the decks that we're presenting as a part of this Converged Communication Customer Hub. And then the other component is all of the recordings. So we're recording the session today. The recordings from today and all of the sessions that we're running as a part of this hub will be posted to the Superheroes YouTube channel. That is, you'll see the link on the screen there as well. So we would encourage you to access both of those areas if you are interested in getting communicating as a part of the community, accessing the decks that we're sharing, looking at any of the videos, and all of the links that you see on the screen there are how you access those things. So the first step is to complete the consent form that you see on the screen, and all the links that you see here are live, so you can access them directly on the screen just by clicking. I will show this slide at the very end of this presentation today as well. So please do not fret if you can't get to this right now. We will be sharing this at the end of the session as well. So start by clicking on the consent form. We do just need that from a privacy perspective. We respect your privacy, so please fill that consent form out, and then in a day or two, you should be able to access the Spearhere's community, and then you'll be able to access the files to get the slides, and then of course participate in the community to whatever extent you feel comfortable. And then you can access the YouTube channel really actually at any time. It's just a plain old YouTube channel with all sorts of great videos out there. So we encourage you to get out there, again, to whatever extent you feel comfortable. We would love to have you participate. All right, couple of housekeeping things I want to share with you. We will just keep you muted for the duration of the call today, just while the presenters are sharing their screens today, just to minimize disruptions. We would love to have you ask questions, though, during the session in the chat. We've got a couple of SMEs out there who are just willing and waiting to answer. So if you've got questions, go ahead and type those into the chat, and we'll get those answered as we go. But we will be allowing you to unmute your lines at the end of the session today, so you can raise your virtual hand and unmute your lines if you'd like to ask a question of our presenters towards the end of the session. So once again, just for privacy purposes, we'll stop the recording at that point. We'll let you unmute your lines if you'd like. You can raise your virtual hand, you can come off mute and ask those questions. So you'll get that opportunity towards the end of today's session, and that will all happen towards the end of the call. So please, if you'd like to ask a question, jot that down if you'd like, but if you don't feel like asking a question, you can always ask that in the chat as well. And we've got those SMEs out there waiting for those questions to come through. All right, I'm going to stop talking and start to pass things over to our presenters today. We have a couple of wonderful folks with us today. We've got Brooks Bevel, who is on our Fast Tracks team. He is a Fast Track Teams Escalation Engineer. And we've got Jason Block, who is a Senior Customer Success Manager. And they are going to walk us through today's content. So without any further delay, I'm going to pass things over to Brooks and Jason, and they are going to guide us through today's content. So Brooks and Jason, please take it away.
All right, thank you so much, Sarah. Really appreciate that. As she said, my name is Brooks Bevel. I'm a team subject matter expert specializing in voice, and here we're talking about Teams Phone. First, we're going to touch base on the key benefits and features. Then we're going to move on to discussing some of the PSTN connectivity options. We have three primary, with Teams Phone Mobile bringing up the rear, and you can use any combination thereof. Then we're going to touch base on devices. We have an extensive devices track all next week, so make sure you take advantage of that. And then we're going to touch base on management experience, specifically within the Teams Admin Center. And then I'll pass it over to my colleague, Jason, who's going to talk a little bit more about personas. All right, so as Sarah shared, the goal for today's session is to share an overview of Teams Phone capabilities and benefits, and how to choose which PSTN connectivity option may be right for you. So effective communication and collaboration are critical to the success of any organization, particularly when you're expected to remain productive no matter where you're working. Many organizations still don't have the tools needed to match this new way of working. And when we first developed Teams Phone, we set out to build a reliable and innovative enterprise-grade calling solution that anyone can deploy and manage. The only native telephony solution for Teams, Teams Phone delivers innovation, reliability, and simplicity in a way that is just not possible from a bolt-on calling application. Fact is, today's workers want the best of both worlds. 70% of workers want remote work options to continue. 65% want more in-person time with their teams. This is according to a recent Work Trend Index report that was released last year. So while these data points may seem at odds, it's clear everyone wants flexibility. And we expect flexibility not only in where we work, but also in how and when we work. We thrive in a hybrid work, and we can easily connect, collaborate, and stay in the flow of work with full context. Today's workforce is more mobile than ever, so employees deserve a full-featured, enterprise-grade experience that works across networks and devices. Teams Phone plays a critical role in keeping the entire organization engaged wherever your work takes you. All right, so we're humbled and excited by the scale at which customers are leveraging Teams to engage with other users who are both internal and external to their organizations. More than 80 million monthly active users rely on Teams Phone to stay connected and collaborate, placing a billion calls a month. This June of last year, we reached the milestone of 12 million Teams Phone PSTN users. That's nearly double from the year prior, and all with a phone number assigned using Operator Connect, direct routing, Microsoft Teams calling plans, or a combination of the three options. We're honored to see customers like SAP, LVMH, and REI Co-op trust Teams Phone to keep their business connected. There's more work ahead to continue delivering innovative calling features, reliable service, and a simple to deploy experience, but we're excited for what is yet to come and grateful to everyone who has been on this journey with us. Now, let's dive into what Teams Phone is and how it works. Simply put, what is Teams Phone? We're going to take a look at a quick video. It's going to shed a little more light on that.
When time is of the essence, sometimes it's easier to jump on a call to discuss. With Microsoft Teams, jump right into voice and video calls using Teams Phone to talk with your team and get things done faster. Make and receive calls on your computer, tablet, or mobile device using the Calls tab. Or, if you're already in a chat, switch to a call from the phone icon to share updates or clarify important details. Let's learn more about what you can do from the Calls tab. With Teams Phone, you can start voice and video calls over internet with your Teams contacts. Just type their names from the search bar or use it for audio calls just like a traditional telephone. Enter a phone number using the dial pad or search for it in your directory. Access your call history and check incoming, outgoing, and missed calls. And if you missed a call, check your voicemail to read transcripts of your messages or listen to audio recordings, whichever you prefer. Use settings to customize things like incoming calls, voicemail greetings, and ringtones. And if you're on the go, you can transfer calls between devices to minimize interruptions. Teams Phone connects everyone with audio and video calling, so you can better collaborate, communicate, and keep things going.
With many organizations closely evaluating their technology stack given the macroeconomic uncertainty and consolidating their software investments to reduce cost, business value and cost savings, simplicity, reliability, and innovation are key themes we hear from our customers. With 270 million users on Teams, the business value to integrate PSTN calling into Teams is tremendous. As the only native telephony solution for Teams, Teams Phone delivers simple, innovative, and reliable calling, allowing you to remain productive no matter where you're working from. If you're transitioning from on-prem telephony solution or are moving to Teams Phone from a fully cloud-based environment, organizations can cut management time and cost with streamlined management through the Teams Admin Center. Admins can configure and provision users and assign numbers in a matter of minutes, greatly simplifying a previously management-intensive task. And Teams allows customers of all sizes to migrate smoothly from their current platforms to Teams Phone, ensuring that they are connected wherever they choose to work. Testament to this are large customers like SAP and Schlumberger that have both migrated in excess of 10,000 users per day over weekends with limited business impact. And we know reliability is crucial to maintaining business continuity, and Teams Phone delivers on the promise of reliable PSTN service and enables ways to stay connected through end-to-end reliability, building upon tools and systems from the broader Microsoft infrastructure, financially backed 99.99% service level agreement, branch site survivability calling capabilities, and enhanced voice and video quality using AI to improve both. Cloud-based calling has created new opportunities and expectations for what a calling service can and should do. Users can stay productive and connected across a range of devices, and calling has become linked with collaboration, allowing users to place and receive calls in the same tool they use to chat and host video meetings. We're committed to creating a new business calling experiences through innovation such as Teams Phone Mobile that enables Teams Phone's enterprise-grade calling service using the native dialer on the mobile device you already use. Now, to put this into real numbers, our team used this research as a basis to determine potential savings for a customer with 10,000 employees. Cost savings can vary based upon the customer size, deployment schedule, software landscape, device footprint, etc. These numbers are designed to provide you with a general idea of the potential savings a company could achieve. And the numbers do tell the story with 1.6 hours saved per week, total cost of ownership savings of 45% over the replaced solution, and 143% return on investment over 3 years. If you want a little bit of additional information, check the link at the bottom of the slide. That is Forrester Consulting's The Total Economic Impact of Microsoft Teams Phone, commissioned by Microsoft in 2022. So what are your connectivity options when it comes to Teams Phone? The general overview: with Teams Phone, customers are enabled with the core and advanced call control capabilities, the ability to connect through voice and video VoIP calls, and make and receive calls through the public switch telephone network. When it comes to how customers enable PSTN and Teams, customer choice is at the center of the strategy. To meet your business and IT needs, we have 4 options available, giving you flexibility and choice. However, we know that as customers are deploying Teams Phone, they often have options about questions about which option or options are best for their organization. Today, I'm going to walk you through what each of these 4 options are and how to choose the option that is best suited for your organization based on the scenarios and user segments your organization is looking to solve for. So whether you're looking to quickly deploy calling with no existing PSTN infrastructure, you want to leverage one of our service provider partners for greater global coverage, or you already have existing PSTN infrastructure in place, we have you covered with Teams calling plans, Operator Connect, Teams Phone Mobile, and direct routing. To meet the unique needs of your organization, you can deploy PSTN service using any of these approaches or a combination of the 4. The general overview of the connectivity options: we're going to go through each option. Each offers a range of customization and flexibility based on the complexity of how your organization has set up your voice solutions. All right, so first up is Teams Calling Plan. Calling plans are a quick and simple way to add calling to your organization directly from the Teams Admin Center. We currently offer coverage of Microsoft Teams calling plans in 35 markets, and we're continuously working on additional expansions. And if you already have an existing phone number, number porting is also available to bring your existing numbers to Microsoft through an easy-to-use porting wizard, also available in the Teams Admin Center. There are 3 types of calling plans available: domestic calling plans, international calling plans, and pay-as-you-go calling plans. Generally speaking, this is using Microsoft Azure telephony service. Next up, we have Teams Phone Mobile. This is a seamless way to integrate your users' mobile identities with Microsoft Teams collaboration and productivity. With Teams Phone Mobile, a single SIM-enabled number for Teams Phone serves as your desk phone number, your mobile phone number, and your Teams phone number. Seamlessly move calls across networks and devices with no call interruption. Transition calls from your cell service while on the go to your office, and use Wi-Fi to bring in rich video calling enabled by voice over IP. Make and receive calls on your phone's native dialer and benefit from all the collaborative richness of Teams. Get call history and transcriptions in Teams and on your mobile device, while Unified Presence lets your colleagues see when you're on a call, all automatically. Teams Phone Mobile is now available with Rogers in Canada, Telia in Sweden, Verizon in the US, Deutsche Telekom in Germany, and Swisscom in Switzerland, and BT in the UK will launch soon. All right, now we're going to take a look at a quick video to see how Teams Phone Mobile works.
Microsoft Teams made more possible. And now with the workforce more mobile than ever, Teams Phone Mobile offers a next-level Teams experience, ensuring that wherever you need to be, a single number guarantees you will never miss a call. By utilizing Teams Phone Mobile, you will now get a simultaneous ring across all devices. Answering your phone using the native dialer will update both your presence and status. And thanks to the Uplift feature, you can effortlessly transfer calls from your native dialer to Teams without worrying about dropping the call. With a combined call log and voicemail, Teams Phone Mobile is connectivity redefined. With all these new features, Teams Phone Mobile offers enterprise-grade security and privacy. Online or on the go, never miss a call.
Next up is Operator Connect. This allows organizations to use Operator PSTN services in Teams with simplified deployment, managed hardware, and shared support and SLAs. This past year, we've expanded Operator Connect coverage to include 38 partners in the program. With Operator Connect, you can keep your existing contract with a participating operator, or if you're looking for a new operator, you can select from a list of partners within the Operators tab in the Teams Admin Center. Operator Connect provides several important benefits that make it seamless and powerful PSTN deployment option. You can leverage existing operator contracts, which keeps your preferred operator in contracts while enabling a modern calling experience in Teams. You can quickly deploy calling in Teams by creating a connection to your operator and assign phone numbers to users, all from the Teams Admin Center in a matter of minutes. Reduce cost of hardware and management. PSTN calling services and session border controllers, SBCs, are managed by operators, allowing you to save on hardware purchase and management. Benefit from enhanced support and reliability, meaning operators provide technical support and shared service level agreements, while Azure-powered direct peering creates a one-on-one network connection for greater reliability. All right, direct routing. So for any organizations with unique calling needs, for example, those supporting analog devices or on-prem infrastructure, direct routing remains an important and powerful option. It is highly customizable and allows you to maintain existing service provider agreements. With the direct routing, you can connect your SBC to almost any telephony trunk or interconnect with third-party PSTN equipment. This enables you to use virtually any PSTN trunk with Teams Phone and configure interoperability between telephony equipment such as third-party PBXs, analog devices, and Teams. So which option might be right for you? So to help organizations decide what option is best, we put together a framework to help you and your account team decide what option might be right. So 3 main areas to consider is your current operator/deployment, speed to deploy, and regional and workforce characteristics. If you wish to maintain your existing relationship with an operator and your current PSTN connection, but have a customized solution that requires you to maintain integration with legacy on-prem systems, direct routing would be the best option for you. If you have an existing relationship with an operator and existing PSTN connections you wish to maintain, are running a fully cloud-based solution, and are looking to optimize for an accelerated deployment, Operator Connect may be the best option for you. If you don't have any existing telephony solutions and are enabling voice for a region or Microsoft Teams calling plans available, Teams calling plans is absolutely a great option. If you need to support mobile workers, Teams Phone Mobile is the best option to enable telephony for a mobile-first workforce in the markets where it's currently available. If you're in a region where calling plans are not available and are in a region that has unique telephony regulatory requirements, direct routing is a good option. And if your organization is looking to simplify calling deployment and management and enable PSTN in a region where calling plans are not available, Operator Connect would be the best option. And we're going to talk a little bit about the devices that fit the way you work. Again, we have an entire devices track coming up next week. Definitely make sure you take advantage of that. So choosing the right calling device setup absolutely matters, which is why we provide customers with a choice in their phones and peripherals. In fact, there are over currently 150 IP phones and peripherals from 9 OEMs certified for Microsoft. This includes handsets, headsets, webcams, displays, and the list goes on. Another big piece that we released recently is SIP Gateway. While Teams Phone devices provide the richest and most complete Teams experience, we understand that there are many customers with existing investments in legacy devices. To help customers leverage their existing telephony hardware as they move to Teams Phone, SIP Gateway enables Teams calling functionality on compatible third-party SIP devices like those available from Cisco, Poly, Yelink, and AudioCodes, making it even easier for enterprises to deploy Teams calling while taking advantage of their existing investment in telephony hardware. DEC devices from SpectraLink have also been integrated with SIP Gateway. This allows frontline workers to use Teams calling functionality on DEC devices to communicate with colleagues on the go. For organizations with investment in SIP devices, SIP Gateway provides calling, meeting dial-in, voicemail, and other core telephony features. Any users licensed for Teams Phone or enabled with PSTN via a Microsoft Teams calling plan, direct routing, or Operator Connect can use SIP Gateway without additional charge. All right, and we are all about streamlined management. especially within the Teams Admin Center itself. So simplified and streamlined management is a key focus area for us. We are working to give admins greater and more simplified control by investing in our management experiences and growing the functionality available in the Teams Admin Center. IT admins for organizations of all sizes can easily manage Teams Phone through the Microsoft Teams Admin Center. You can set it up in minutes and establish the connection to your operator, provision users, and assign phone numbers all directly from this one interface. In the last year, we've made key enhancements to the management experience, from enhancing the provisioning and management of phone numbers to greater control over feature configuration for organizations and individuals. Our goal is to ensure admins have every control they need to manage their cloud telephony deployments. There are also a number of different reporting and analytics tools available. Teams usage reports, those are available in the Teams Admin Center as well. And those will include user level reporting, live events, apps, and device usage reports. Call analytics reports provide insights on devices, networks, and connectivity related to data for calls and meetings. And lastly, the call quality dashboard is available to help admins troubleshoot call quality problems. All right, real quick, we're going to take a quick poll before I hand it over to my colleague, Jason. And I believe the question we have lined up is, what Teams Phone feature is at the top of your wish list? All right, well, those trickle in. I'll hand it over to my colleague, Jason.
All right. Thanks, Brooks. Take control. All right. Just pull up chat, see if we have any responses. Looks like we're getting some responses. All right. Okay, so Brooks, we got enhanced call queuing, local redundancy, static bridges, mobile phone. I think we talked about that with Teams Phone Mobile. Better management, portability. I think we covered a lot of that. All right, great. Thanks everyone for your responses. All right. So the next topic is personas. So how does Microsoft define personas? So personas are fictional characters that represent different user archetypes within a workforce. Each persona has a distinct set of characteristics we use to develop a good understanding of customer user goals in the context of their jobs. So in essence, persona is a grouping of users that share the same or similar characteristics. And these may be specific workflow or location or language, etc. This is going to allow us to gain some insight into what they do and what their needs may be from a technology standpoint. So why do personas matter? So why is it important to go through this process of identifying these groups? Well, if we just look at telephony, there are a multitude of options when it comes to devices and solutions. Brooks covered some of those. So when leveraging personas, we can ensure users receive the most appropriate solutions and devices, so they have the tools needed to complete their work successfully. So what else can we do? Well, we can make sure that we align the right product features within the appropriate user group. So leveraging personas allows us to identify which features within Teams and Teams Phone system we want to enable to ensure that they are available for a specific group of users to leverage. Think of voicemail or call delegation capabilities. Having this understanding will also allow us to accurately budget based on needs. And budgeting is important, right? Not everyone may need a hardware device or a DID, which means a real world number, so an actual number assigned to them. And then we want to make sure that we're customizing that user onboarding and training once you begin to roll out Teams Phone. We look to understand the workflow for these groups and what their daily routine and needs are, so we can take that knowledge, ensure that any available training is tailored appropriately so it's relevant to their role. So here we have some examples of personas that we've developed here at Microsoft. So the first one we're going to look at here, and by the way, so in the deck you'll have a list of all of the personas that we've created within the different kind of roles within an organization that we typically see. So you'll get access to all of those. We're only going to cover a couple of them here today because, well, for time, and we don't want to bore you to death. So the first one we're going to start with here is executives. So obviously executives are extremely important in an organization because they're the one that steer the ship, right? So we know that they need streamlined tools that enables them to stay focused while working in harmony with their executive assistants and extended teams. So the key pieces here is that, we want to minimize distractions so they and prioritize communications for them. We want to make it easy for them to transfer calls from their desktop to their mobile, or from their mobile to their desktop, because they're always on the go, moving around, going from different sites, locations, or just within different areas within the building. And then we want to make sure that, there's a large range of devices for them to be able to choose from, so they find the ones that suit their needs. And lastly, make sure that they can collaborate on existing or new documents without having to leave Teams. So it's just this one place that they can work in all day and keep things simple for them to make sure that they are efficient. Next, we have the executive assistants. We know just as important as the executives are, they can't function without their assistants. So it is really important that that the features and functionality within Teams Phone allow them to work with their executives seamlessly. So executive assistants obviously protect, manage, and help prioritize their executives' busy schedules, and being able to manage an array of tasks and projects for one or more stakeholders simultaneously is their day-to-day job. So being able to seamlessly teamwork with delegated access, they can easily manage up to 25 stakeholders with shared line and with visible live call state. They have rich call history to know how calls arrive, how they are routed and managed once they're received. The ability to do easy transfers, and really important to manage incoming calls and check in with your stakeholders before transferring with consultative transfers, to be able to record, transcribe calls, and then obviously a range of devices and to be able to collaborate. The last example here is we have for our finance professionals. So they have to balance collaboration with security. So Teams Phone provides a lot of that functionality for them, collaborating real time, end-to-end encryption, again, easily transfer calls, and also make sure that we have that compliance recording with certified partner solution integrations. Oops, may have gone too far here. Oh, okay. All right, so how do you think about personas in your organization? So behavioral personas. So personas are a valuable tool for business decision makers. They are focused on characteristics and map to behavior and motivational attribute, and will assist in creation of improved employee experience aligned to employees' needs, wants, and aspirations. So we have everyone's favorite Venn diagram here. So first, we're going to look at that top section, employee demographics. So we're grouping employees by developing personas to understand their role and what makes them successful. So it's the 80-20 rule, with 80% are in the information worker bucket, and where we can provide them with a soft client and a headset, simple, easy. It's the other 20% with those special needs, the executive we talked about, mobile worker, a frontline worker. That's where we need to gain that better understanding of their unique needs, work habits, motivations, to be able to pair them to the devices that will help make them successful. Then we need to kind of identify scenarios that include those environmental factors. So with hybrid work, their environmental factors can affect productivity. Family at home, pets alerting everyone on the meeting that packages are being dropped off, or open office spaces with background noise. We want to ensure they have noise canceling headsets or a decked headset instead of Bluetooth that can provide greater range for when at home. And want to ensure they have the devices that allow them to seamlessly work no matter where they are. And then we need to understand the motivational mindset. So what influences their motivations or needs? Do they like to have a standing desk? Do they need a team certified speaker or headset? Do they need to walk around their office while in meetings? We want to make sure that we pair the right headset and camera with tracking. Again, the goal is to increase engagement here in that center and the feeling of inclusion for those who are, whether they're in the office, they're hybrid, or they're work from home. So we have here device selection based on user persona. So phones and displays. So what phone model works best for my user? This is a common question when buying the phone. Consider the user persona and then the options available. So we have team certified devices and phones that will meet all their needs. If you're a call center user or a calling intensive user, a system with a large screen may make sense given that they're working on that display constantly in a high call environment. For information workers, a Teams display or a productivity phone will be recommended. For some executives, maybe a feature-rich video phone or display, like the Neat Frame, works well for joining meetings on a device with video or participating in conversations with high-quality endpoint. Sidecars are recommended for those boss admin scenarios. Shared spaces. A basic phone with a small screen is going to work great. Your frontline worker, so like in a retail environment, a basic phone with a medium-sized screen. It doesn't need to be big and shouldn't be ridiculously hard to use. You want to keep it simple. So some phones that some team certified devices do have a black and white display. Could be a good consideration for those personas. And then mobile worker, company cell phone, maybe with Teams Phone Mobile, a tablet, or the right headset or earbuds. So earlier we discussed mapping Teams voice features to users and the roles. We need to address our unique office needs, whether that is a common area like in lobby or reception, manufacturing or retail counters, hoteling, hot desking, or huddle spaces or in conference rooms where we bring together our hybrid workforce. Understanding the device needs for the user of these spaces is vital to productivity. So this will follow the same process as we took when developing our user personas, but we're applying them to office spaces. So along the top, first we define kind of the activity or usage, determining how the space will be utilized. Then we need to understand our audience who will be using the space, and then size, meaning how many people will be utilizing this space at once. This may be different depending upon environment with shared spaces like in healthcare or retail where there may be many to one location. And then in the middle band here, we understand the team's features for that space. This is where we can pull data based on the user persona to help address this need for the shared and hot desking spaces. And then along the bottom, we identified the team's device specific to those individual spaces. All right, here's everyone's favorite. Here is another poll. So name a persona that you haven't thought about before attending this session, or a new persona that maybe that we haven't covered today. And if you're not able to see the poll, you please go into your chat to access and participate in the poll. See if we have any responses yet. field workers. Okay, so that could be just our, so sometimes we call them our kind of like our mobile workers, or used to be kind of I think older term, road warrior. So executives, yeah. Okay, field specific. Finance. Creatives, good. Shift workers, yep. So that's our frontline workers. Awesome. Great. All right, so next steps. So really, Brooks and I want to thank you so much for your time today, spending time with us to learn more about Teams Phone. And then we have the next couple of slides are going to just provide some links to additional information and resources. And to get started with Teams Phone, you can sign up for Teams Phone Standard trial and request Fast Track Engineering to assist with your deployment.